Italy's Prime Minister Mario Monti says he'll be resigning as soon as Parliament passes next year's budget. Mr. Monti's decision comes 2 days after the former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi's party withdrew its support for the government.
Monti had talks with President Giorgio Napolitano in Rome. Monti said he can no longer lead the government as former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi's party, People of Freedom, is increasingly critical of the administration. Monti interprets the criticism as virtual non-confidence in him. Monti said he would resign once the financial stability bills, including next year's budget, are approved by the end of the year. Monti, who is an economist, was appointed Prime Minister a year ago to tackle the country's fiscal difficulty.
Mr. Monti's government lost the support of the main centre-right party last week. He's expected to leave office when the national budget is passed. The former Prime Minister, Silvio Berlusconi, says he will run again. Berlusconi resigned from Italy's top job last year at the height of the country's debt crisis. He was recently convicted himself of tax fraud.
I will not be running as candidate for Prime Minister.
That was in October, but on Saturday, Silvio Berlusconi announced he would run again for the country's top job. Speaking to reporters at a football match, he sounded almost reluctant. "I'm returning sadly to public service, and again I'm doing it out of a sense of responsibility," but added, "I'm running to win." Italy watchers consider it a desperate move.
I think that it's a sign much more than of force, a sign of despair, because I think that so far these elections for him are unwinnable.
And the odds are against him. Berlusconi resigned as Prime Minister in disgrace last year when he realised he'd lost the support needed to guide Italy through the economic crisis. Since then, he's been convicted of tax fraud and is currently on trial for paying for sex with an underage prostitute. He denies both charges.
The business tycoon stepped down over a sex scandal as Italy's debt crisis deepened. But Berlusconi's vowed to run for a fifth time as Prime Minister. I'm returning to political life out of desperation because of my sense of responsibility. Italians have never warmed to Monti, preferring the outspoken media magnate, but Berlusconi's critics say his priority if he wins power again will be to protect his business interests.
Mr. Berlusconi has never been very comfortable in the shadows ever since the technocrat Prime Minister Mario Monti replaced him in November. And even though there's been a great deal of speculation about whether he would come back or not, this is still sensational news. The 76-year-old billionaire said he was in it to win. He says the economy is in such a poor state he has been forced to take action. But this is really a slap in the face to his own People of Freedom party and his own protege, Angelino Alfano, whom he said was not ready to lead the party. His party this week pushed the government to the brink of collapse when MPs walked out of a key parliamentary vote, and President Giorgio Napolitano has been holding emergency talks with party leaders, trying to keep it all together. But there's no guarantee that Mr. Berlusconi will lead his party. It only has around 14% support at the moment, and he's even talked about starting another party. So this is going to be a very divisive issue within his own ranks, and there's no guarantee that his own MPs will support him.